You don't have a life problem, you have a perception problem. And until that's understood, nothing changes. Not your behavior, not your decisions, certainly not your results. Because life doesn't hit a man directly, it hits his interpretation first. Something happens, a thought appears, emotion rises, the body reacts. None of that's random. You assigned it all meaning before you ever moved. And this is where most of us lose control. Not in the moment, but in the meaning that you never questioned. Now, understand this clearly. Perception is not everything. Reality does exist. Some people are dangerous. Some actions have consequences. Some losses are real. This is not denial. It's not positivity. This is not pretending something doesn't matter. This is control. Because while you don't control what happens, you control what it's allowed to mean. That's the hinge, and that is where this work is. So before you change anything, you must catch the sentence, not the story, the sentence. I can't deal with this. If I say something, it'll get worse. They crossed the line. Now I'm stuck. I waited too long. I don't know how to handle this. That sentence is the first gate, and if you don't catch it, you obey it. Now the state rises, fear, anxiety, shame, confusion. Most men say, I'm anxious. No, anxiety is present. That's different. Fear is present. Shame is present. Pressure is present. The moment you stop calling it you create distance. And distance is where control begins. Now do nothing. No message, no reaction, no explanation, no emotional movement. Just stop. Because reaction is loyalty to the old perception. And the pause breaks that loyalty. And this is where most people fail. They try to think clearly in a body that's out of control. Shallow breathing, tight jaw, racing thoughts. That's not decision making, that's reaction. So regulate, breathe, stillness, posture, silence. Step away if needed, not to avoid the problem, but to regain authorship. You don't fix perception in a panic system. Now we change the frame. Not with lies, not with delusion, with a better interpretation. They crossed my boundary. The old meaning was I'm powerless. New meaning, the boundary was never enforced. I've been sitting on this for days. The old meaning, I'm weak. New meaning, I've been untrained and now I see the cost. I'm afraid to approach them. Old meaning is I can't do hard things. New meaning is my system is predicting pain that doesn't make retreat correct. This feels hopeless. Old meaning, there's no move. New meaning, I haven't decided my standard yet. That's the shift. Not changing the world, changing the processing. Now you decide, not emotionally, structurally. What do I do here if I respect myself? What is non-negotiable? What does self-command require? Because without a standard, clarity dissolves and you fall back into mood. And this is where most of us break. We ask, do I feel like it? Wrong. The question is, did I decide? If yes, then the feeling is irrelevant. You don't wait to feel ready. You act because a standard was set. And now the action becomes clean, not emotional, not explosive, not delayed. Direct, measured, final. That doesn't work for me. You will not speak to me that way again. I should have addressed this earlier, and I'm addressing it now. This changes if that continues. No, short, clear, defensive, no over-explaining. And after you act, your system will try to pull you back. Guilt, second-guessing, over-explaining. The urge to smooth it over. This is where men betray themselves. So the final move is simple. Hold. Don't rush to relieve the discomfort that your standard just created. That discomfort is often the price of self-respect. Fear, anxiety, hopelessness, They stay because the man still sees himself as trapped, dependent, too late, too weak, responsible for everyone else's reaction. That is perception. And when that changes, everything downstream changes. When a man sees, I am allowed to choose, I am allowed to hold the line, I am allowed to disappoint what violates me, I don't need permission to act, his chemistry changes, his posture changes, his voice changes, his pace changes. Not instantly, but directionally. And direction is everything. Perception is the gate. What enters your life is not the danger. What you decide it means becomes the danger. You don't become what happened to you. You become the meaning you repeat. The emotion is not the command. It is the signal. Perception assigns meaning. Breath creates space. Standards determine action. Observe, separate, pause, regulate, reassign meaning, set the standard, act without negotiation. That is control. That is discipline. That is the Codex. Jockey